What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type. And in this episode, we're diving into the first episode of GQuuuuuux. Oh, it's quacks. No wonder I've been getting dirty looks. In this episode, we take a look into an alternative version of Universal Century, where the 1 Year War plays out differently. 5 years after the 1 Year War, a young girl named Machu gets her hands on the Gundam GQuuuuuux. She meets a boy named Shuji who helps in an underground fight called clan battles. Let's not waste any time and let's get into this. UC-0085, Side 6, Izuma Colony. Charlia Bull, now in control of the Sodom, is scouting outside of the neutral colony. He could sense the Gundam. A young girl named Amate, who used to go by the nickname Machu, is taking the train. She bumps into a girl who's running away from the police. Machu accidentally gets the girl's package. She learns that it is an installer key. Zeon sold mobile suits to private citizens after the war, but removed its ability to use weapons. The installer key turns private Zakus into military-grade mobile suits. This isn't used for terrorism, but rather underground battles known as clan battles. Charlia Bull is testing the new Omega Psychomu system. It appears after the Zeknova event, Psychomu tech has been banned. He is testing it in the GQuuuuuux. The GMS Omega GQuuuuux is a cutting-edge prototype designed to test the forbidden Omega Psychomu system, which is still a mystery at this point. It has standard mobile suit controls, but once the Psychomu is activated, the mobile suit can be completely controlled with the mind. This wasn't accomplished in the main timeline till UC-0087 with the creation of the Psycho Gundam. Weapons include 2 beam sabers, a beam rifle, the Tomonosuke Heat Hawk, a shield, and neck Vulcans. The pilot of the GQuuuuuux is Ensign Xavier, a recent Flanagan prodigy. It's probably Javier, but I've watched too much X-Men, so it's Xavier. Inside the colony, the girl she bumped into steals her bag. She chases after her as she still has the installer key. She learns that she is a courier delivering it to Kaneban, a junker company that also participates in clan battles. A part of this group is Anki, Nabu, Jezi, and Haro. Their clan name is the Pomeranians, and they have their own Zaku. These use the Tomonosuke Heat Hawk, which is a civilian-manufactured replica of the military-grade Heat Hawk. While they meet Kaneban, the red mobile suit makes his appearance after 5 years. GQuuuuuux is designed to be on the same level as the Red Gundam, according to Charlia. The two engage in battle and eventually take their battle into the colony. This causes the military police Zakus to be called onto the scene. The Zakus are under the command of what appears to be some sort of colony coast guard. They're equipped with a baton, the Sasumata, which is a spear-like restraining tool, and a Zaku machine gun. Machu is mad that the police are causing more destruction than the Gundam, so she gets into Kaneban's Zaku. Haro joins her along with Nabu, who was doing maintenance on the mobile suit. She installs the installer key. Xavier gets out of the GQuuuuuux as the Red Gundam vanishes. Machu and the MP Zakus approach the GQuuuuuux. Machu says, "Hey man, this mobile suit sucks. I'm gonna take that one." She gets out and jumps off the hand of the Zaku and into GQuuuuuux. Because of the Psychomu system, she is able to intuitively move the Gundam no problem. She takes out her anger on the MP Zakus. Anki watches and thinks that she should join the clan battles. After being flung into space, she lays low at Kaneban. While in the Gundam, she gets a new type flash. Charlia wonders who is in the Red Gundam. Xavier is arrested by the MP police and taken into Side 6 custody. Charlia and Sodan decide to unlawfully enter Izuma. UC-0079. The first episode is a speedrun of the 1 Year War. The Principality declares war on the Federation. Operation British plays out like we all know it. One thing to note is how uncanny they make the artwork look like 0079, while also adding more detail. It's like a ukiyo-e painting. It has a flatness while also playing with depth. Also, they remastered the original score and sound effects of the original series and integrate it into this series. Everything plays out more or less the same until we get to September 18th, UC-0079. In the main timeline, this is when the Side 7 incident occurred, and the beginning for our hero, Amada Ray. If you follow along on this channel, I have boldly proclaimed that Gundam happens because of a man named Jean. He is the one who impulsively went against Char's orders and started attacking Side 7. It seems Tsurumaki and Ano feel the same way, because in this version, Char attacks with Denim, and Jean stays behind due to a malfunction in his Zaku. Jin mentions that Char had an intuition to go out with his team. Denim and Char head in to scout out the colony. Ultimately, Char is going to make the same decision as Jean, but he is just more competent. They take out the gun tank and begin wreaking havoc. They stumble onto the Gundam and Char decides to get into it. Char's attack didn't cause Amado to get involved. As he activates the Gundam, a gun cannon appears. The RX-77-2 gun cannon is a part of the RX program and is more or less similar to the main universe counterpart. The main addition, which we see on many Federation mobile suits in the GQuuuuuux universe, are hardpoints added all over its body to add additional equipment. Weapons include 2 beam cannons and beam rifle. This also has core block system. Char's first battle in the Gundam plays out similarly to Amado fighting Jean and Denim, but this time, Char's theme plays. After taking out the gun cannon, they look for the Trojan horse. Char shoots at the bridge, taking out Paolo Cassius. I assume Bright died as well, but who knows? They hijack the ship and quickly get it out of Side 7. Char needs to be careful of Joaquin's fleet. They run into a team near Luna 2, and Char decides to test out the Gundam's capabilities on these mobile suits. One is a mobile suit called G1, and the other is a Zaku that the Feddies are using as a test dummy. This Gundam is this universe's version of Unit 1. The RX-78-1 Gundam is a prototype of the Gundam. It has a goggle visor similar to the gun cannon. It also has the various hardpoints to add additional equipment. Weapons include 2 beam sabers, a shield, a beam rifle, the Gundam hammer, and a hyper bazooka. Char does his famous Char kick on this G1 Gundam just like he did to Amado. He realizes the power of the Gundam and the beam rifle. We then cut to the end of the war post-Solomon. Char is captain in this version. He probably was never stripped of his rank. Also, in this version, Garmazabi stepped down from the military due to personal reasons. I'm wondering if Isolina had a greater influence on him earlier. Remember, Garma was willing to leave Zeon for his Earth girlfriend in the original series. It seems like even though Char and Pegasus never went to Earth, the events of the 1-year war on Earth more or less plays out the same, causing Zeon to fall back to space. Since Amado isn't in the picture, Joaquin seems to be Char's main rival. Char also met with Flanagan and learns of new types. Since Char was never stripped of his rank, he never went to Earth and met Lala, so she isn't in the picture. Char put all his faith into Lala in the main series, but here he puts his faith to himself. Flanagan tells him of another new type. Char meets Chalia Bull, and the two become close comrades. So much so that he tells Chalia of his intentions of fighting the Zabis post-1-year war. He is building loyalists, which is very similar to his character in the novel. Solomon fell 5 days ago, with Dozel falling in the process. Char paints his newly modified Gundam red. The GMS Alpha Red Gundam is a modified version of the RX-78-2 Gundam that Char stole from Side 7. The biggest addition to the Gundam is its 2 bits. These bits resemble Lala's bits on the Elmith. This is controlled by an alpha version of the Psychomu system. This seems to be even more rudimentary than Lala's Psychomu. Other weapons include a beam rifle, 2 beam sabers, Vulcans, a shield, and the Gundam hammer. They also changed the name of the Pegasus to the Sodan. The Sodan is the stolen Pegasus acquired by Char. The command bridge has been completely rebuilt after Char took it out. It only underwent repairs and a paint job, so it is more or less the original Pegasus. After EFF takes control of Solomon, Char and Chalia Bull and the Brow Bro begin taking out EFF forces. Since there is no Lala, the two of them become the ghost of Solomon. They cause so much damage that EFF never pushes to a Bawaku. EFF has more or less lost the war at this point, but Joaquin, who is backed into a corner, wants to take out as many space noids as possible. As a big battle occurs at Luna 2, Joaquin takes Solomon, now Compay Island, and moves it towards the moon. He plans on dropping the asteroid on Granada, who is known for being more Zeon-leaning. Char plans to infiltrate the asteroid and blow it up using 4 Zaku cores. Also, Tokuwan is on his team. He was the Bigro pilot that was shot in the face by Amado. Char seems to have a lot of ace pilots that Amado would have taken out in the main timeline. They head out and infiltrate Solomon. They set all the Zaku cores. On the outside, Dren's Swalmel is destroyed. Char tells everyone to leave as he gets a new type flash. He runs into a mysterious mobile suit. They begin fighting. He gets another new type flash and can sense that the Federation pilot is Artesia. Zeon leaves Char behind as they flee. The Zaku cores don't go off at the same time. It seems as though they failed the asteroid drop. However, that is when a cosmic glow erupts. It is a psycho field activated from the Red Gundam. Bashar notes that it isn't him who is activating it. In this universe, they refer to this event as the Zeknova event. The glow erupts, and Konpei Island mysteriously moves away from the moon. Over Shalia Bull's radio, he could hear fragments of Char. His last words were, "I could see time." This is the same thing Lala said to Amado as she was dying. Kycilia Zabi is watching and gets word of Rose of Sharon. This seems to be a mysterious mobile weapon, but we will have to wait to learn more. Char was never seen again. Zeon forced the Federation into negotiating an end to the war. Kaneban wants Machu to join their clan and fight in the mobile suit, but she needs a MAV. I'm still not exactly sure what a MAV means, but battles happen in pairs. A MAV is just your partner, it seems. Throughout Izuma, there is graffiti. The graffiti looks like the new type flash that Machu saw while in the Gundam. She goes to meet the graffiti artist, Shuji. He has a children's toy called Conch that looks like a little Tachikoma mech. He says that he could sense that she experienced the other side. While they talk, the mysterious girl that Machu met yesterday meets with Shuji. She gives him an installer key and Machu realizes that he does clan battling. A cliche incident happens, causing Shuji to drop his cash in the river. We learn that the girl's name is Nyan and she can't mess up another drop-off. To solve everyone's problem, Machu thinks Shuji should be her MAV in a clan battle. He agrees and takes the underage girls to his underground lair. They realize that he is the pilot of the Red Gundam. Cameron Bloom meets with Chalia Bull. Cameron Bloom? You know what that means. Roll the clip of Mirai flipping him off. Chalia works with Cameron to get Xavier out of jail. He is certain that the Red Gundam isn't piloted by Char. Machu and Shuji prepare for battle. She moves around too much as she is anxious, but her movement gives away their location. 2 civilian Zakus are using machine guns. Machu's like, "Weapons are allowed? I didn't know weapons were allowed." Hanaban tells her that they are poor and can't afford weapons for clan battles. This should have been discussed before getting into the cockpit. The 2 are on the defensive, but they both have a new type flash and sync with one another. Machu falls into the enemy trap, but her mobility outpaces the Zaku, and the 2 are able to get the win for the Pomeranians. Chalia and Xavier watch the battle on TV. Clan battles are illegal. After a battle finishes, you have to make a run for it before the military police swarm on their location. The 2 Gundam pilots make their escape. Out in space, Machu and Shuji are in the midst of a clan battle against 2 Zakus. They are able to take out the 2 and win. Chalia Bull is watching on a phone. Kamoli is working on probing the Pomeranian clan. They want to take the Red Gundam, but they are afraid of another Zeknova event. The police officer, Chai-Chi, notices that the Sodom is still inside 6 even after giving them their pilot back. There seems to be an internal struggle currently with Kycilia and Girin. The Red Gundam seems to play a role in this conflict. They wonder if Char is still alive. Shuji wants to go to Earth. We learn that this colony, possibly the entire Earth sphere, uses a currency called Heights. This might be the first time that currency has been established. In UC Prime, people pay with whatever. Mashimer paid for a hotel room with gold bars and Double Zeta, and Fetty pilots are gambling with American dollars in Requiem for Vengeance. There's no system, it's all chaos. Machu also wants to go to Earth. Meanwhile, Machu's mom is mad because she wants to be a jellyfish. It's the one fish that isn't weighed down by gravity, Mom. You don't understand. While Machu tricks Jezzy's dog into thinking she has a treat, a woman comes searching around looking for the Junkers. Her name is Shiko, who now goes by Sugai. She is a witch, meaning she has over 100 confirmed kills during the 1-year war. Anki thinks she is here because of the Gundam. She seems to have a past with it, and says that the war is over, but she is still standing. Oh, don't be confused by her demeanor. This woman's ready to kill. Her MAV was taken down by the Red Gundam. She wonders what kind of pilot the Red Gundam is. Machu thinks back to Shuji, saying the Gundam wants a rose from Earth. Wait, pause. Go back, stop, and hence. Simp, are you kidding me? They called half the fandom out in front of their eyes knowing how they would react to Shiko. Well played, Kara. And shame on half of you. Not for gooning, but for showing disrespect to Haman-sama. She's the only one that matters. Shiko is running a simulation of a new mobile suit that is said to be better than the gun cannon light type. One thing to note is that Salamass's unit in the movie cut of GQ is this unit. Now that we know what it is, let's break it down. The RGM-79 light type gun cannon is a mass-produced mobile suit by the Federation after the Gundam and Pegasus was taken by Zeon. They now had to rely on data acquired from the Prototype 1 Gundam to build a new mobile suit that has short-range capabilities with the firepower of a gun cannon, creating a relatively balanced unit. This mobile suit retains the core block system. Weapons include a beam cannon, a beam saber, the Gundam's beam rifle, and the Gundam hammer. Like the Gelgoog, it also has the grappling hook. Helping her out is Moss Khan. In the original series, Moss Khan was responsible for the Gundam's magnetic coating that then went on to be a Federation standard. In this universe, Moss works for Dormitory Security Group. Shiko thinks of new types as Zeon propaganda, but Mosk thinks that she is one of them. She is a part of CRS, which is a promotional clan for the Military Security Corporation, and they have plenty of funding. Damn, even the MPs do clan battles. If you can't beat them, kill them at their own game, I guess. Machu gets word that she is fighting the witch. They head into battle. Machu notes that Shuji and Shiko notices things before she could even comprehend what's going on. Shuji tells her to focus. They spot Shiko and her Mav. They're piloting the They're piloting the Gelgoog. Wait, before we break this down, does that say Mommy Witch? Okay, calm down with the erection, everyone. What am I talking about? This is the same people that accidentally got yogurt sauce all over Shinji's hand. Anyways, the GMS-01 Gelgoog is Zeon's first mass-produced mobile suit that reverse-engineered the White Gundam's design. This is Zeon's first mobile suit to utilize beam weapons, as even the GQuuuuuux use shell weapons like UC Prime. Shiko's unit has the friction cancellation drive technology, which reduces friction. This seems to be this universe's version of the magnetic coating, and is still unknown to Zeon. Weapons include a beam rifle, a double-sided beam saber, which is not called a beam naginata, but it's totally a beam naginata. It also has a grappling hook, which allows Shiko to do her special technique. The Sodom crew wonders how this clan acquired Zeon military equipment. The battle begins. Machu tanks a beam. Shiko gets behind her, but Shuji pushes her out of the way. Meanwhile, Charlia Twink notes that only one man could have done this. It is, of course, the Fuyutsuki cosplayer. Shiko tells her Mav that she is getting in her way. Shuji throws around the Gundam hammer, but the Gelgoog is fast. She uses her hook to grapple around at great speeds. This is called Stigmata, a move created by Shiko during the 1-year war. As she chases Shuji at great speeds, she suddenly dips her toes in that kirikira. Everyone around the side could hear what Xavier calls the la-la sound.
It's calling me. What is it?
This is the same sound Amado heard outside of Solomon when he met Lala for the first time. It's called Lala's residence in the original score, but she isn't having any of this and refuses to believe in new types. She Spider-Mans herself around Shuji, probably hitting an insane amount of G's to the face. So much so that her arm rips off from sheer force. But as she swings her beam saber, Shuji is gone. He happens to be behind her, where he slowly stabs the cockpit with his beam saber, killing Shiko. Machu notes that she died for her cause, even though she left behind a family. She wonders if she will have to do the same to be on the same level as Shuji. At the solar centrifuge furnace, Gaia and Ortega are working in transportation post-war. They note that MASH got out before Makuve disbanded the Black Tri-Stars. He seems to be the mayor of a colony and getting into scandals of his own. Real Housewives of Side 3. Gaia and Ortega have to resort to clan battles for survival. They hope that they could get noticed and get hired by a mercenary group. We don't get a single glimpse of what is happening on Earth during the 1-year war. Bashar taking the Gundam has had greater impact. These two are ready for a clan battle. On Side 6, Machu just witnessed someone die and can't get over it. Charlia sends Xavier on a mission to man up while looking for the Gundam. Kamoli wonders if the commander is trying to sideline him. Xavier meets with a contact of Caecilia's who tells him not to put faith in Charlia Bull. Meanwhile, Nyan and Machu just vibe out on a montage. They meet with Shuji, who was tagging out in space. They all just get naked on a Gundam. Get naked! Do it for the culture! Do it for the culture. Later, Xavier spots Machu and Nyan at the train station. They are stopped by MPs as it seems Nyan is an immigrant. Machu handles the situation by kicking the MP in the nuts. They run away where Xavier grabs her and hides her in a locker. He intentionally keeps her in there so she will miss the clan battle. Nyan decides to take action. She heads to the junkyard and activates the Gundam. While in the locker, they watch the clan battle, and Machu wonders who is piloting the Gundam. Nyan thinks to herself that Shuji should be able to handle this. In the Red Gundam, Shuji has been acting weird because he seems to have a cold. What a predicament we have here. Gaia and Ortega are piloting the Rickdom. The MS-09 Rickdom is a Zeon variant built off of the Earth-based variant similar to UC Prime. This version, however, has the leg thruster or third leg, which is literally just a leg attached to the backpack hardpoints. Of course, this leg provides extra thrust for the unit. Weapons include a scattering beam cannon, 2 heat sabers, a giant bazooka, and a wired taser. Chaoya was a former Dom pilot briefly during the One-Year War. As the Doms charge Nyan, Shuji is in a lucid state and isn't responding. They use the wired taser on the GQ and swing her around. Gaia and Ortega's teamwork are flawless. However, Nyan gets mad and activates the Omega Psychomu system. She's able to see the Kira. She says screw it and uses the Red Gundam as a shield. The Doms go in for another jet stream attack. Machu and Shuji kind of mirror the Black Duo Star's jet stream attack. The orange background colors are similar to when Amado fought the Black Tri-Stars on Earth. Hell yeah, it's been 26 years and bullet time still kicks ass. Nyan chooses violence and takes out Gaia and Ortega. Machu escapes from Xavier and cries about having to share the Kira. Chaoya mentions that it is time to whip out the Kikuroga. This is this universe's name of the Brow Bro, and also a Mobile Suit concept that was supposed to be in between the Gelgoog and the Gyan before the original show was chopped down to fewer episodes. Machu's jealousy now skyrockets. She yells at Nyan for piloting the Gundam. Back on the Sodom, Chaoya is meeting with Simas Al-Bakarov and UC Prime. Simas was Chaoya's co-pilot, and both went down at the hands of Amado. That seems to be the case with the Kikuroga as well, except they survived. She reminds him that his mobile suit goes against the treaty. She informs him that there will be a conference on Side 6 in a few days, and Kycilia will be in attendance. She will be working with a manufacturer called One Naval, which rivals Zeonic and Anaheim Electronics. Remember, in this universe, Zeonic wasn't absorbed into AE. This is something that will give her leverage over Giran in this power struggle that is going on. It should be noted this episode is named The Plot to Assassinate Kycilia, which is most certainly a reference to The Plot to Assassinate Giran, which is still one of the best Gundam mangas. Go check out our coverage of that manga if you haven't yet.
キャリフォルニア産のワインを持参しましたので、後ほどお部屋へお持ちします。
Are those two fooling around? The contact that Xavier has been talking to informs him that there is an MP tailing him, and that Charya Bull's mobile suit has been brought into neutral territory. He is also informed of Kycilia's appearance on Side 6. The person who is coming to assassinate Kycilia seems to be a former subordinate of Giran coming from Jupiter. Anyways, time to vibe out again. Wait a minute, does that say Twink? Anki meets with Chaoya. He wants the Gundam back after tomorrow's clan battle and is willing to reward them. But there are bad omens coming from their next opponent. She agrees, but they are keeping the prize money. Meanwhile, a ship comes into Side 6 docks. This guy resembles the same guy that Bernie came across in War in the Pocket. They are bringing in a giant air conditioner, but it most certainly is a mobile suit. Machu heads to Kanaban when she overhears Anki saying that she knows where Shuji's hideout is, and they are going to rat him out to Zeon. Nabu tells her that she should stop showing up here and just go to school. They note that the Pomeranian's next opponent is someone from the Amala Kamala Company. This seems to be a shell company located close to a Federation facility that conducts human experiments and tests poison gases. They are referring to Murasame Labs. From the ground, watching over the Sodom, is Gates Kappa. Gates Kappa? Really? Okay. Gates was the second Boundock pilot, second to Rosamia, who worked under Lauren Nakamoto. He flashes back to a meeting with none other than Bascom. The man who looks at a gas chamber and says, I could top that, is once again back in Gundam. He notes that this will be the first time that Kycilia has been off the moon in 5 years. He tells Gates to keep his cyber new type under control. In the present, Gates meets up with a pilot named Du. Ew, French words. Just like 4 in UC Prime, she seems to be one of Murasame's test subjects. Meanwhile, Machu and Nyan seem to finally make up. Xavier is surrounded by MPs who demand to know why they are bringing a mobile armor into Side 6. They plan on killing him this time. But that is when Chaoya comes in on a jetpack, rocking the same gun Kycilia killed Giran with in UC Prime. Meanwhile, outside of the colony, Kycilia's shuttle approaches for the conference. Machu and Shuji are in the midst of a clan battle. It is happening inside the colony this time. Monofsky particles help them hide from the MPs. We said that Machu and Nyan made up last episode, but tensions are still high. She wonders if Machu is in love with Shuji. Ooh, Shuji's mom doesn't know what a clan battle is. Well, that's going to set her up for disappointment later. Kycilia, along with her assistant Asava, or I guess Otharv in the dub. Also, did you know they messed up Xavier's name in the dub?
Ensign Xavier.
A reminder that English dubs get a lot wrong even to this day. Who's the Western voice director? You really shouldn't have Japanese people or white people work on name translations. They are meeting to discuss the sunlight amplification system known as Yamangtho. Yamangutho? Yamangutho. This is simply a colony laser designed to help Earth. or so she claims. Cameron Bloom is also a part of this meeting. After the meeting, Izuma's president mentions that the Zabis seem to be hurting for money. Also, it seems the president is allowing clan battles to happen as it makes his bank account go up. You know what? Let's go full Latino on this dude. If the English voice directors are gonna make up stuff, then so am I. Javier is coming to escort Lady Caecilia. Ole. He has been sneaking around acquiring intel because he is actually a spy for Caecilia. Gates Kappa and Do are prepping their mobile suits. Do takes a hit of Minovsky particles like she's Forrest Whitaker's in a Star Wars movie or TV show. I'm not watching it. In this battle, Nyan takes control of the Gundam. Seems that people are after her due to illegal smuggling, and she needs to get out of the colony. That is when Do makes her appearance in the Psycho Gundam. The Psycho Gundam resembles in color and armaments more the Psycho Gundam 2 from the main timeline. This version is taller, standing at 50 meters tall in mobile suit mode. It has scattering mega particle cannons down the center of the mobile suit. This version also has mobile suit fortress mode, or in this timeline, fridge mode. Each finger has its own beam cannon and is equipped with a biosensor. It has an eye field generator and a Minovsky craft system. The armor can be removed and used wirelessly, similarly to the Psycho Gundam plates in Moon Gundam. These are called reflector armor bits, but it should be called Ava mode. Gates Kappa is riding onto the Psycho Gundam in his Humbrabe. The ORX Humbrabe is a prototype transformable mobile suit. It has a beam saber, a beam rifle, and a claw. Don't get too attached. Come on, man. Machu steals heights from Anki's safe. I forget that heights were actually used in War in the Pocket. Also, those aren't heights. Those are Tomino bucks. Anki finds her stealing, but Machu finds Anki's gun, while Shuji and Nan hide. Gates says, "I could see you, idiots." Do transforms into mobile suit mode. Machu knows that Anki sold them out. She doesn't think the kid has the guts to shoot, which is something no American would ever write. I don't know where you live, but teenagers are the most frightening people in the world. Why do you think they make them Gundam pilots? Anyways, Machu proves my point by almost shooting her. She runs off with the money. Also, I don't buy the narrative that Anki was just trying to save her by pushing her away, considering she brought her into the fold in the first place. While the clan battle goes on, MPs try to break up the fight. As Nyan runs away, she is hit and loses control of the Gundam. Did the Gundam just spit her out? Also, Shuji conveniently catches her. Shuji says that the Gundam says the Rose is awakening. Nyan says that the two of them should get out of here together. Shuji says, "It's time for the second coming, bitches!" The Sodan begins detecting another Zeknova event. How do you even monitor something like that? This causes Do to go mad and chase that Kira Kira. It's a hell of a drug. Bye, Shinji. I'll see you at Third Impact. Wait, that's not right.
It's an angel! It's an angel!
It's an angel!
It's a Gundam!
The Psycho Gundam unleashes its reactor armor bits on the MPs. The Sodan takes action and fires megaparticle cannons at Do, but it is blocked by the eye field. She finds GQuuuuux by itself and is instantly surrounded by MPs. Machu gets into the Gundam and takes off. Do finds Caecilia, but that is when Javier comes in, piloting the Gyan. Ole. The MS-15H Gyan is a Xeon mobile suit. Its main weapon is the Hakuji, which is a large composite lance. Other weapons include a missile shield and a beam saber. He gets in front of Caecilia, but suddenly Chalyabul attacks in the Kikuroga. He instantly takes out Gates. I bet you feel dumb for getting excited about his return. Chalia realizes that Do is an artificial new type. She is enraged, but can't get a hit on him. Chalia's wired bits surround the Psycho Gundam and vaporizes Do. I really like that effect of molten metal dripping off the Gundams when attacked. It's really goopy looking, I dig it. Javier notes that Chalia could do Mav maneuvers all by himself. We now know that Mav is a battle tactic between two men, though we don't know the specifics. Chalia goes to save Machu from the MPs, unleashing his mobile suit form. Now that we have a full understanding of Kikuroga, let's break it down. The Man 03 Kikuroga is one of the first new type transformable mobile suits equipped with the Zero Type Seikomu system. This has 4 wired bits with megaparticle cannons. It has a mobile suit mode which attaches to the stern of the mobile armor. The wired bits act as the arms and legs. Like the OG Browbro, this too has the modular separating body. Whoa, 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 what is this? This isn't McDaniels. What happened to my favorite establishment in this timeline? That's it, burn it all down. Machu is now officially known to the world as a terrorist. Meanwhile, Javier comes to save Nyan. Ole. The Sodan returns Caecilia to her Chevet-class ship. No Dolos in this timeline, but she still has her Chevet-class ship, the Purple Widow. The Chevet in this timeline is a more minimal approach to the vessel. It only has 2 twin megaparticle guns, 6 twin machine guns, and 8 missile launchers. It also has a Komsai. As Javier was a spy this whole time, he leaves with Caecilia. He was trying to prove that Chalyabul was a traitor. Nyan is now on Caecilia's team, while Machu is with the Sodan. Little do they know that Chalyabul doesn't want Caecilia dead. He wants both Caecilia and Giran dead. Also, that wine they are drinking is real and really expensive. As we talked about this flashback during our talk of the movie cut, I won't dwell on it too much, but we return to the 1-year war. Also, they never named this dude. He's giving me big Shin Matsunaga vibes. You think this guy's Shin? Caecilia puts her faith in Char's team. She knows he is Cassavol. On Char's team is also Tokuwan, the Bigro pilot in OG Gundam, along with Dimitri, the Zachrello pilot. The Zachrello doesn't exist in this timeline, but its spirit is being kept alive with Dimitri. They're going to break apart Solomon with mobile suit reactors before it could fall onto Granada. Drin is now commander of the Sodom along with the Swalmail and Fallmail. That is when he runs into a gun cannon light type in familiar Gundam colors. Char senses that the pilot is Artesia. He gets trapped inside the asteroid during their fight, activating First Impact. The first Zeknova event. I get those two mixed up. That is when Kycilia learns that the Rose of Sharon disappeared. Chalia can hear Lala's song along with Char's voice. He says he could see time, just like Lala in the OG timeline. Solomon drifts away from Granada, and Char goes missing. Back in the present, Kycilia cooks for Nyan. We will learn why soon. She promises to Nyan that she will get her into Xi'an Institute of Technology if she could bring about the third impact. Another Zeknova event. Damn it. Javier tells Nan that he was visiting an old friend's grave, and possibly subtly hints at the fact that he may be gay, or just really good friends like the head of Sunrise likes to claim about Suletta and the walking pair of legs. At Granada Naval Yard Research Lab, Javier shows her an Ava named Fred. The GMS-K G-Fred seems to be developed off of GQuuuuuux. This is the second Gundam developed by Xi'an, with one more to be revealed. It has a Psychomu system on the level of the Omega Psychomu, but it is different. It controls 2 cat ear funnels mounted on the head. Other weapons include Vulcans, 2 beam sabers, a beam rifle, a shield, and an eye field generator. This is when Nyan meets Miguel. They refer to her as the third child. Come on, guys. Miguel says he will bake a cake for Nyan. She also says, boy, is it weird that all your friends die when they pilot the G-Fred. Miguel makes the cake for Nyan. Before taking a bite, she knows that he is the one who killed their friend, and he is trying to poison her now. Javier was listening in. It appears that Miguel is a spy for Girin. He tries to shoot Nyan. As she runs away, she is able to activate the Psychomu system on G-Fred without a Psycho Suit. She activates the funnels, vaporizing Miguel. Nice! Let's see that again in slow motion. Also, look at all that molten metal. It's so goopy. Kycilia notes that untrained new types during peacetime are rare. While talking, she points a gun at Asava and says that he is the one who gave the poison to Miguel. He too is a spy for Girin, and they are trying to prevent Yamanganthou from being built. I'm just gonna call it the Solar Ray from now on. She shoots him with no hesitation. On the other side of the moon, your favorite Aryan boy is back. It is Char, going by the name Shirozu, though the Japanese credits just credit him as Char. They are looking for Rose of Sharon. Meanwhile, GQuuuuuux has fled from Sodom for Earth. As GQuuuuuux falls to Earth, the Gundam tells Machu that everything is going to be alright. It's a nice warm hug. That's nice. The backpack undocks from the Gundam and flies off on its own, so it does have some type of core fighter built into it. I assume this may be the Omega Psychomu system itself. She wakes up in a mansion called the Kabas Estate. This is the first time she experiences gravity. The mistress of the estate is meeting with a client. And by meeting with a client, I mean she's getting really she realizes that this estate is a brothel. In the past, Chalia wants to know if Shuji has any connections to Char Aznable. She doesn't say anything, but Chalia is a new type and can read her mind. He knows that Shuji was after the Rose of Sharon. Chalia mentions that the Rose of Sharon is something that never came to be and was cancelled. The bits and Psychomu were transferred to Char's Red Gundam. They did, however, recover something that resembles it and took it to Granada. But he says it was lost in a fierce battle, so it didn't just disappear. That line is super confusing. Machu tells him that the Rose is on Earth. Back in her cell, she gets a cryptic text from someone, and her cell randomly opens. She heads to the Gundam. Chalia intercepts her messages and lets her go. Machu knows she is being monitored anyways, so they will just follow her. He wonders who is sending these messages. Back on Earth, Machu sees Lala soon. Lala tells her that the Rose is not here. Lala happens to see dreams from the other side. She says that she sees a man in red fall in love with her other self. Char saved her from this life of prostitution and took her into space. Well, this makes that chocolate shop image of Lala from 20 years ago not just a piece of fan art anymore. She says that her other self even dies for him in these other lives that she sees. It seems that anytime Lala and Amado meet, both Char and Amado are destined to die by each other's hands. She doesn't mention anything about the main timeline, and if it exists, we'll both survive, however. And maybe it doesn't exist because she is here in this universe. The maids want Manchu to help break Lala out of the estate so she could go to space. Like all timelines, she will be free in space. She is a bird after all. The maids set fire to the estate, allowing Lala and Machu to escape. But as they get to the backpack Psychomu shuttle thingy, she decides not to go. She says that she has to wait for him, referring to Char. The Gundam pod has a mind of its own and takes off without Lala. The Gundam shuttle heads underwater to find the rest rest of the Gundam, but next to it happens to be Rose of Sharon. Machu can sense Lala inside. GQuuuuuux activates its balls and resurfaces where they meet the Sodom. Is that a Mad Angler class ship? They actually make it look cool. I wonder if Flanagan Boone is on that ship. Nah, he probably still died, I bet. Poor Boone. They pull out the Rose of Sharon. Inside of the ship is a Lala from the other side, frozen in time. This ship is also distorted as though not from this universe. Chalya believes this is the person that Char was speaking to during the first Zeknova event. The Purple Widow makes its way to the Solar Ray. The Side 6 mayor that Kycilia met with in Episode 7 is trying to convince the media that the Solar Ray is intended for peaceful applications and not war. He is telling the world, trust me, bro. The Guazine-class ship looks so normal-looking, compared to the OG Guazine, which is so gaudy looking. I expect nothing less from the Zabis. Kycilia hasn't seen Garen since the 1-year war. He's been hiding since his patricide. Everyone, including the Sodom, is turning up for the unveiling. Also, Yamantho is named after a Lovecraftian god, which will make a lot of sense by the end of this episode. Chalya tells Machu that Lala probably comes from the other side, and that is most likely what Char experienced during the 1-year war. He tells her of his pointless journey to Jupiter. His job was to bring back energy that would free space noids from Earth's resources. There was an accident while collecting helium-3, and their control systems were destroyed. Facing death, he felt free for the first time. He pulled out a gun and pointed it towards his temple. Suddenly, the autopilot kicked back in. He no longer cared about Spacenoid independence after that incident, and sort of became a new type nihilist. When he returned to the Earth sphere, he met Char. He says they were a lot alike. Machu accidentally hits the nail on the head on Char's personality.
空っぽのあんたと
He says, this gun I used to almost off myself? It's pretty cool, huh? You could have it. Don't worry about the story I just told you. Do whatever you like with it. This dude is using a girl to fight a proxy war, which is f***ed up but kind of badass in a Gendo kind of way. Nan tells Xavier, wait, nope, Javier. Is that what we called him last week? She tells him, bitch, you can't have my cowman guy. Only Kycilia can have it. You ever meet anyone from the Indochina area? They get really particular about their chicken and rice dishes. Zeon is prepping for some gunboat diplomacy, using a fleet of big Zams. Gunboat diplomacy is diplomacy through force. Admiral Chapman is talking to Kycilia. It's Cecilia. We don't talk about Cecilia too much, but she's just great. Garen enters the room. Oh man, the sound engineers went full ASMR on this one. Let's hear that again. Ah, yeah, that's the good stuff. Man, I wonder what Garen's going to do. Oh, that's it. Well, okay. Also, some of you on X, formerly the Principality of Twitter, got really weird about the flag used in this scene. Stop it. It seems she gassed Garen loyalists. Wonder if she used G3? Nyan launches in G-Fred, and Javier and the new type squad launch in the Gyan. They are to take out the big Zams first. They fire, taking out the big Zams. Garen's fleet notices. Nyan comes in with her funnels and handles business. This is the slowest kick I have seen from a big Zam. They are able to take out all the mobile armors. They then take out the fleet. In the past, Kycilia gives Nyan a letter and a gun that was given to her by Degwin. She says if you have strength, nothing else matters. In the present, she opens the letter, which is code for Yamantho. Javier seems to know that G-Fred is designed to control Yamantho. Chalya tells Machu that he messed up. He does that pose that you see lovers do in romance and slice-of-life animes. Ew, don't do that to an underage girl, Chalya. He needs GQuuuuux to save Rose of Sharon and prevent Yamantho. Shidozu is helping with the Solar Ray when G-Fred approaches. He slowly backs out of the room while Nyan kills the sexist scientist and his daughter. Like Kycilia, Nyan hates the smell of death. She enters the code and activates Yamantho. At the center is Rose of Sharon. Nyan says, let's see that sweet, sweet kitty kitty, and fires the Solar Ray at a power coup. I will say that genocide never looked so beautiful in a Gundam series. Machu is surrounded by Javier and his new type squad when Chalya and his bull Kikoroga comes in, allowing her to chase Nyan. Nyan doesn't feel good, but she needs to fire again after the cooling sequence. She aims for Earth. While doing so, she hears Lala's song. That is when Machu comes in and attacks. She unleashes her bits on GQ Magazine Gundam, but Machu remembers Beauty Man's wise words. The two rivals realize they are fighting one another. Chalya transforms and takes out the Gyans, leaving just Javier. The captain wants to know what is going on. Seamus tells her that it is the new type revolution, bitch. Kamoli actually gives an opinion instead of exposition. Nyan says she is doing this for Shuji. Machu is now doing what she is doing to save Lala. She uses the gun Shalia gave her to shoot the limiter on the Omega Psychomu device, allowing it to activate overdrive mode. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just creating 4 black holes, no big deal. Machu tries to save Rose of Sharon, breaking the device, holding her down. Machu is knocked out for a second, but when she wakes, she sees a Force Ghost Shuji. Ghost Shuji guides her out of the Gundam. Shidozu heads into a theater where he is confronted by Cassilia. She knows he is Char. This is a very familiar Mexican standoff in the theater during the finale of Zeta Gundam. He lifts his hair and gives Cassilia a sexy glare like a Korean who just finished their mandatory military deployment. She points her gun at dick level. He tells him to join her. When he rejects her offer, she prepares to fire. That is when Machu comes in head first. How did you survive that? Nyan comes barreling in, allowing Char and Machu to make their escape. Rose of Sharon shows them the Red Gundam. He says this must be how Lala remembers her from her universe. He reveals that Shuji joined his cause and was obsessed with finding the Rose of Sharon. He gets into the Gundam with the intention of getting rid of Lala. Machu needs to save her. Cassilia tells Nyan to endure the pain until the mission is over. Machu returns. She tries to shoot her, but Nyan uses that gun that Cassilia gave her. You did this to me! Cassilia aims for Nyan's uterus and shoots. Why does she always aim for the crotch? However, like before, Fred comes in to protect her. The Alpha Psychomu on Rose of Sharon in Lala's universe is what was installed onto Red Gundam in this universe. In this universe's Rose of Sharon was scrapped. This Lala shouldn't exist in this world. That is when Machu comes in and fights the Gundam. Ghost Shuji is like, hey, I'm still silent and mysterious even as a ghost. Chalia rushes to find Cassilia, but Javier tries stopping him. All 3 Zeknova events that were observed was Minovsky particles flowing into another universe. Another Zeknova event occurs, but this time Minovsky particles flow into our universe from the other side. Char wants to know who is Shuji. He tells him that he has come from the other side, and he is here to end the world she created. Out of the portal from the other side appears Grandpa himself, the original RX-78-2 Gundam. The captain asks if Kamoli can sense something, suggesting she might be a new type and not just an exposition machine. Chalia tells Xavier that creating a world of new types won't work if it is under a dictatorship. Is this where the giant ray pops out and kills us all? Yamantho splits. Char is trying to open a gate and send Lala back to the other side. Yamantho was built for peace under the guise of being a weapon, but little did Cassilia know that it had a third purpose designed by Char without Zeon knowing. The White Devil appears through the portal. Shuji and Machu are shown memories from the other side. On the other side, we see the battle between Lala, Char, Amado, and Sayla take place. We get to see a familiar scene with fresh but nostalgic eyes. Lala calls out to Char, stopping him from killing Sayla. Lala's involvement is new in this scene. Then we get a complete divergence as Lala rushes to save Char, but isn't fast enough, and Amado kills Char. In that moment of despair, Lala's new type powers and the Elmid Psychomu allowed her to create a new universe. We see flashes of universes where she tries to ensure Char would live. Let's check out all of these potential Char mobile suits. We got a Goof, a Zuda which we saw in Igloo, Bigro, a Big Zam. Big Zam Red Comet would be a fun one. Then there is a Gabaldi Alpha that was piloted by Phileas Stream and the plot to assassinate Giran. The last one is an old design from Yamashita, which is the love child of New Gundam and Sazabi. These worlds failed, but Lala found this world. Lala does some big brain thinking. Char can't get killed by the Gundam if he steals the Gundam, but Char himself is rejecting this world. Shuji is going to destroy this world and start over. He does this by killing her. Char comes rushing in, and so too does Cassilia and her Purple Widow. Cassilia flashes back to the past and how a young Casseval made her think about being a mother. She's going to create the new type world that Char always wanted, but without him in it. Shalia attacks the Purple Widow. They take down a Side 6 Salamis. From behind the ship is Char in the Red Gundam. Like the original series, he salutes before sending a rocket to her face. Unfortunately, we don't see a head fly off this time, but we do get to hear Cassilia make this noise. The White Gundam approaches Machu and the Rose. She begins fighting against the White Gundam, which Shuji has been in this whole time apparently. Nyan gets in between the two and tells them to stop.
But Machu goes, hey man, what if we, now get this, work together? Nyan goes, let's do this, and the two team up on the White Gundam. That's it? That was them making up? We took a shortcut on that one. Char says once his multiversal threat is gone, only then will new types be able to grow. Cholya says, yeah, that's nice. But have you considered my lasers to your face? Cholya attacks Char. He tells him that after the zombies are taken care of, they are pledging loyalty to Artesia, and he is going to get in the way. Ignoring how out of left field this is more of a Yas touch than a Tomino touch. At the end of the 1-year war in Origin, Sayla gained a bunch of loyalists who fought for her. Most of them in Origin died, however. The White Gundam begins growing. Hell yeah, this just got Super Sentai up in here. Everyone begins attacking the Gundam. It grabs and crushes G-Fret, but Nyan escapes in the core pod fighter thingy. White Gundam goes in to stab Rose of Sharon. GQuuuuuux uses the Quantum Psychomu to block the attack. Cholya says that the Omega Psychomu is made of fragments of Lala from the other side. Cholya Lilith the shit out of Lala. Machu strikes down the White Gundam and Lala awakens. He thanks Machu for showing her another way and says she loves her. Wrapping this up real quick, another Zeknova event takes place. Lala returns to the other side. Char ejects and flees on his core fighter. Javier captures Cholya. Oh hey, he's still here. On side 3, we finally see Artesia Daikun assume control of Zeon. Is that Robert Rao by her side? Javier, Kamoli, and Cholya are all watching, keeping her safe. Char heads down to Earth to assume the cosmic role he was meant to take on. He meets this universe's Lala. Oh hey, the Pomeranians are still alive. They're going to pillage the Abawaku scraps. Still living the life of bottom feeders, I see. At least you guys look cool while doing it. Machu doesn't even call her mom. She just sends a text. Ugh, teenagers. Also, the mom yells out to someone, so there is a father. Nyan and Machu are chilling on the beach. She says that she knows one day they will meet Shuji once again. And that will conclude Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuux. The show went right down the middle. No high highs, no low lows. If you simply look at this as a love letter to Tomino, I say it did a great job. But if you are looking for something more that will contribute to the mecha genre, ew, gross. This most likely isn't going to do it for you. I do really hope that the next AU steers away from any sort of duel or clan battle or some form of tournament arc. Simply focuses on the characters. I was expecting a third Gundam, but I guess the Red Gundam was the third Gundam this whole time. Or maybe it was the friends we met along the way. Just kidding, we didn't meet anyone. If you look at the White Gundam as the creator of this universe, you can look at Machu and the GQuuuuuux as beings that surpass their creator, or surpass God. They also did a good job at hiding all the people talking at the end by having them in the new type realm, better than standing in a circle. But that will do it for now, new types. Let me know what you thought of this series. What was your favorite moments and biggest letdowns? Peace.